This week's Torah portion, Vayishlach, Jacob is about to go and meet his brother Esav, who he hasn't seen in decades and from whom he stole through deceit his birthright. And we read, "And that night he, Jacob, got up and took his 2 wives and his 2 maidservants and his 11 sons, and he crossed the Yabuk ford. And he took them, and they crossed the river, and he brought across all that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and Ish wrestled with him until the break of dawn." Jacob wrestled with an Ish at the Yabuk ford. The Yabuk. Ish meaning an angel, which Jacob elevated to God himself. He says later, "I have seen God face to face, yet my life has been preserved." And Jacob's attacker confirms with Kisari email, "Your name shall be Israel, for you fought God and you defeated him." And the Yabuk, the Jabuk, from the Hebrew root bet kuf, to wrestle, to struggle, seen only once throughout Scripture in this Torah portion. Your name shall be Israel, as with Abram becoming Avraham and Sarai becoming Sarah. Name change parallels a change of perspective, a taking control of one's fate, one's destiny. Elie Wiesel taught that Jacob lived in the duality of the mundane and the celestial. During the day, he talked only of his business affairs. At night, and only at night could he, in the pitch of darkness, could he truly struggle with the Ish, with his deep, deep self. At night, Jacob spoke to the God of immortality. And that night at the Yabuk, a relentless fight with a stranger, Jacob transitions from the shadows of living in the shadow of Abraham and Isaac's greatness, a covenant of faith, to a self-actualized covenant of destiny. Jacob, now Israel, is resolute. He will defeat his foes. He will command respect, even of the angels. He will take control of events themselves, and as a model, Professor Michael Goodman teaches, as a model, as a harbinger for his sacred namesake, his progeny, B'nai Yisrael, the children of Israel, the Jewish people, he, and Israel by extension, will create their own destiny. We fast forward 4,000 years, half of which the Jewish people have been shorn of their sovereignty, reduced to a theology of a faded powerlessness. We fled inward from the realities and potential of the world around us to the familiar embrace of text and fantasy, in the words of historian and leader Michael Oren. And then, in 1948, we take our cue from our great forefather Israel. With the combined armies of the Arab world staged for an imminent assault on the nascent Jewish state, we take responsibility for ourselves as a people. And then again, we do so in 1967. Rabbi Danny Gordis describes David Rubinger's iconic picture of the Israeli paratroopers at the Western Wall, taken immediately upon the conquest of Jerusalem during the Six-Day War in 1967. And he writes, "It is instead the image of the new Jew that Israel has created. The Jew who could shape his or her own destiny rather than waiting for it to be shaped by others. This notion of the Jew as the master of his or her own destiny, as the defender of his or her own life. This is, at our deepest core, our deepest aspiration."